Greetings, my fellow normies. This is Scott, your host, just a normie. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and share. And today we are going to be talking about episode 8, Victor Zsaz, from my series on Gotham's villains from the TV show while doing a comparison to the comic book counterparts. And in this one, this is an interesting character, another character that I really enjoyed and stuff. It was really a fun character. Interesting character, first off, played by the great Anthony Kerrigan. This actor in real life, he was diagnosed at age 3 with an autoimmune disease, alopecia areata, which causes baldness. He gradually lost all his hair, body hair, leaving him completely bald by age 30. Kerrigan has become an advocate for both body positivity and human rights. And you know what? I know this kind of sounds bad, but his character came off really even more kind of sinister with that look and stuff, because I actually looked up what he actually looks like with facial hair and all that, and stuff. So, and he just doesn't look the same, but I think it really played well into his character on Gotham, to be honest. His character was very different from the comic book counterpart. Was it good? Was it bad? Is the question, though. I think what they did and the direction they took Zaz was in part to being on the network it was. They had to tone down the character, very serious, funny many times in the show. Very twisted take on what is supposed to be a very serious character who is the guy that is sent when something needs to be done that no one else can get done, along with his women's sidekicks, which was another very interesting kind of thing and all that. Which is a very funny take, and in all honesty is different. However, there's a very scary, deranged serial killer who was cutthroat when it came to the objective, taking pride in his work, those including officers that were afraid of Zaz. What is another very interesting perspective is that he would create tally marks on his own skin for every person he killed, which they never showed on the TV show, but from understanding it's in the comics. But it was never, I don't recall them ever mentioning it or any of that. So I'm assuming it was never in there. At times, I felt the character was at times underutilized to the fullest. Perhaps that was intentional, since he was an interesting and good character from my perspective. I absolutely enjoyed Zaz. I wish we got more. However, this Zaz in Gotham is depicted as I stated, kind of like an assassin for hire, as some have stated. I've never really saw that. He was and did align himself with top mob bosses, while others felt that he worked for whomever would pay him to do the job. But I stated earlier, this character was very fancy in his clothing. It kind of, and the times reminded me of kind of like a steampunk 1920s, holding his guns in certain positions that we don't see very often, but in the 20s and 30s, and maybe it's the 40s and stuff like that, kind of like high trousers, like a vest and stuff like that, and all that. So, but his character really came across as a master hitman, kind of like the Hitman video game and movie. But in other episodes, he was very playful with other characters he shared the screen with, but he had a very reserved respect to others that were not his target, but feared no one, and that is what I liked about him. He didn't expect respect, but was given respect for how he handled himself overall. His impulsive character, being kind of witty, sarcastic, came across so well, and the actor did it so well. The character of the actor could have portrayed it very different and lazy, but didn't. And the way the actor carried himself, he had a sense of very deep, dark sense of humor, but at the same time very serious with a quirky twist and insane, but never touched or taken or transformed into something else by the likes of Doctor Strange like so many other characters did. However, I felt that his presence when on screen was done so well. He is an expert in anything that is a weapon, a sharpshooter with any weapon, any type of weapon, but not with the means of a weapon from afar. Instead, he enjoys the up and close personal kill, I get the impression. What do you think about Zaz? Did you all get the impression also that he was anxious to show off his talents to those he did his jobs for? While his main boss, Falcone, restrains him, however, under Penguin, he had no restraints. Penguin allowed him to just run amok, basically, which is interesting and all that. To his counterpart, comic book counterpart, very, very different. But like I said early on, I think it's because of the network it was on and all that. The comic book character Victor Zsaz has been in 305 issues of comics. His counterpart in the comics is very night and day, more of a sinister, zero regard for human life at all. Created first appearance in Shadow the Bat #1, June 1992, created by Norm Breyfogle and Alan Grant. This character is very different and is a psychopath killer who, and what I stated in my first portion, marks his deaths through placing tally marks on his skin. Which kind of stupid considering if that is the case, he did get arrested. Wouldn't that imply how many kills he has? Wouldn't that alone just scare people? Further, Zaz in the comic books could never be depicted on the network it was on. He felt that humans were very much just mindless robots and could see why they went the direction they did. He justifies his purpose for being a plague, killing those he deems a waste of space. But that is what a psychopath is, and how they think and evolve into what they are. What I found interesting about the comic book character that he is very intelligent, deceptively cunning and intimidated his victims when he was on the verge of killing his target. But again, he's a psychopath. That is how they think. But highly intelligent people, for example, the Unabomber was very intelligent and did the things that this character did. Another interesting tidbit when it comes to Zaz was that he lived a very pre-existing life. He had a loving, wealthy family. He graduated top of his class in college, later going on to amass his own fortune on his own through different companies. However, at a young age of 25 years old, his parents died of an accidental boating accident. While he accepted it, he also had grown depressed. He went into a spiral situations such as gambling. He played multiple hands of bets, kept losing and bet everything he owned and lost to Penguin. And upon losing everything, attempted suicide, which turns into the rise of his character and who and what he was. A homeless person attempted to take what he had. He fought back and he realized in the moment that he himself was empty, as the homeless man and the rise of Zaz was born. Final thoughts. In the comparison of the two, you never get the sense of who Victor Zsaz really was in the comics. However, I think through the TV Gotham, they were able to make him more human, but not really at all because of the underlying danger of who and what he was. He was very much the same ways as that of his counterpart in different psychopathic ways. So let me know what you think down below about this and stuff. This character was very, very different from so many. So yeah. Let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe, and share. And my next episode 9 will be on Harvey Dent, a lost opportunity that was not explored. Take care, everybody. Bye.